we got Hi in here. Looking forward to this, he says.
And you have push-ups to do.
Now I got 10 push-ups to do. I took a guess on who was waiting in here, and it's not who I thought it was.
Huh.
How we doing today? Are you ready for this podcast? It's the first podcast. I trimmed my beard off for it and everything. Stop
That's your
messing with
hair?
my hair.
Yeah, but it's like hanging.
I don't care. I like it. I think they fell asleep waiting.
Oh, it says 0 people. Oh, he's back.
I think they fell asleep waiting, and now no one's going to watch, and we're just going to have to turn it off. Nice new shave. I'm here. Yeah, I got rid of the excess, Got rid of the excess. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait just, I don't know, maybe like 5 minutes or so. See if some more people hopefully come in. But if not, we're gonna power on. Kind of one of my fears was that no one was gonna give a crap, and this was gonna be a giant failure. So we'll see. I've already lost another subscriber today, so that's great. Is it due to the topics we're going to be talking about? Maybe. I don't know. Did I lose another subscriber today because, games I play? I don't know. My channel's all over the place. So you're going to have to just hold on to the seat of your pants and hang on because, you never know what you're going to get on here. Like Forrest Gump said, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
You're gonna have close this.
Yeah, I'm having my... So I got I'm on my streaming desk, which I don't have like a camera or any cool equipment because I'm poor when it comes to this. But so we're on the phone here. So how we're looking at doing this is I keep a little fan under my desk so that way when I'm playing these games and it gets all intense, my hands don't get sweaty and stuff because I keep them down here by my lap, and the fan conveniently blows right on it. So it works out great. Lux is here. You can't see her yet because she's not time for her debut yet, so don't worry about it. It's
we got
coming.
Somebody else in here though.
We do have 2 people in here. Viewer number 2, how you doing? We're looking for today, the chat. I want the chat to be blowing up today. I want lots of interaction. We need lots of questions. Anything that's on your mind, type it down in there. I want to see the screen just going to where I'm like, hey, what are people saying? Because that's going to help this go. And I'll just tell you right now, Lux, kind of nervous. This is her first time. See, me, I have experience in talking in front of big crowds of people. So it doesn't bother me, not one bit. But Lux, a little camera shy, and that's totally okay. But I was telling her that if we could get lots of audience participation and questions and just comments, if you're just thinking something, type it in. I don't care what it is. We support freedom of speech here on this channel, and I want people to type whatever you want to. Don't, because, if it's just dead, then that's going to make the podcast here shorter because it's like going to make, maybe we feel like, well, how do we elaborate more? But if we have questions and people are, talking back and forth, the conversation, it opens up things and maybe sparks our memory for other things to talk about. So anyways, first thing, nice new shave. Dang, thank you. Appreciate it. But yes, it's annoying that we've already lost another subscriber. today. So we're back down to 101. It's like we gain one, gain two, then we lose one. And then we're in this like little cycle of gaining them and losing them. But we are over 100, so that's good. I like it. So you like that? You're getting a little bit of everything on the channel. Cool, because I like all kinds of stuff, dude. I am multi-talented. And I just, the channel's kind of like my mind. It's all over the place. Like I can't just focus in and lock in on one thing. I do way too much different things. So that's good that you like it though. We got C. Sundberg in here. What's going on, bud? You subscribed yesterday. Here to stay. That's what I'm talking about. We're looking for lifers here on this channel. That's what I'm talking about. And wow, what a time what is it for you to come in and join us here on our first ever podcast. First ever podcast. We're just running it straight up off the iPhone here because we don't have mics. We don't have cameras, So I'm just running off the iPhone because this is the Poor Man's Podcast, a.k.a. the Paranormal Podcast. Is kind of what I thought of. Let me know if you guys like that title, the Paranormal Podcast.
Speaking of, how's the audio?
Also, how's the audio? It's probably fine because I talk loud anyways because I'm deaf, basically.
Yeah, but I don't talk loud.
But Lux does not talk loud. So just, anyways, so what we're going to do, since she's already over here talking, is we might as well go ahead and introduce. So the audio is good. Audio's good. Okay, that's good. Thanks, guys. So what we're going to do at this time for the first ever Paranormal Podcast, I want to talk about real quick about what we're going to be covering today. We have a lot of things. So, like the channel, it's kind of all over the place. You never know what you're going to get. But I have a lot of information in here. I have a lot of experience in here. And so I'm trying to not just ramble on topics. I want to try to have some type of a structure to this. And so we did write down a couple of talking points, but I didn't want to write too much because I didn't want it to be like scripted, like, you know what I mean? Not like we're reading a teleprompter or something like that. I didn't want it to be like that. Because I like, for those of y'all that know about wrestling, I love wrestling. And they do what's called promos, and you just cut a promo, and where you just talk and you just go off the cuff, and that's what I do. That's my specialty. So we did put some talking points though, but I want to just kind of flow. I want it to just kind of flow. That's why I want the interaction with you guys. We've got 3 of y'all in here right now, so that's good. And if that's all it ends up being, then that's all it ends up being. I might just delete this after it's over. And if anyone missed out, then you missed out. Should have been here. And then you'll have to hear from everyone else about what you didn't get to see or talk about. How bad is that going to suck? That's going to suck, isn't it? But not for you guys, because you're here. So I guess without further ado, I like the authentic communication. Great. That's me. That's what I'm about on this channel. I like to just interact. I think it's great. The best, actually. And I don't think you're going to find a better YouTuber than me. I just don't think you're going to. It's not going to happen. You're going to find a lot of fakes out there. That's what you're going to find. But I assure you, as Mr. C. Sundberg 95 says, will tell you, I'm as authentic as it gets, Jack. So, without further ado, we're going to officially start the first ever Paranormal Podcast. There we go. Everybody, round of applause right here. Let's go. First ever Paranormal Podcast. Somebody give me a drink real quick. Got to drink plenty of water because, got to be healthy. So, let's see what we got here. First ever Paranormal Podcast. So our guest that we're going to be having on here today for the first time ever on the Dreadful Slays channel, the beautiful, the one and only, Lux Laura, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
That was the worst hi ever.
Hi,
Come on.
how's it going?
There you go. So we're going to try to set this camera up here to where we can get both of us in there, and that's good enough.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to do here, let me get this little notepad here.
The talking points.
The talking points here. As you see, we don't have very many. So what we're going to start with, we wanted to get into some unidentified flying object topics. But we're not going to start there. We're going to try to work into that, okay? I'm feeling like this should be somewhere around an hour maybe. That's kind of what I'm hoping, somewhere 30 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there. And I don't want to just throw everything out there because I feel like I want this to kind of go on for longer than just today. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should do this.
We've talked about having podcasts before.
Yeah, we've talked about having podcasts before. And we've actually had people suggest to us, hey, have you ever thought about doing a podcast? And, yes, but at this exact same thing, but at the same time, no, not really, because, equipment and things I'm a perfectionist, and this is definitely far from perfect, but
it
maybe,
costs money.
but maybe that's what's going to make this good. So we'll just see what we got.
Yeah.
Pam Arnold says, Mom-in-law here, love your hair, Laura.
Thank you.
There we go. It looks like Mama Pam's in the chat. How you doing, Pam? Love you. Glad you're here.
Love you, Mom.
So what we're going to start with here is our first note is we're going to start about just supernatural experiences in general. Okay? If any of y'all on this topic of supernatural experiences in general, if y'all have anything to add on that topic, put it in, and we can just start typing away right now. And we'll touch on that and go back and forth with you guys. So for me, supernatural experiences in general, I would have to say, for me, my first ever supernatural experience, as far as like the ghostly realm, I have not experienced.
I have.
Lux has. I have not. But the one thing that I could kind of just tie in, I know because hers is when she was younger. Mine, when I was younger, I didn't know what the heck was going on. Mine kind of ties into the UFO side of things. And so I'll just tell you that little story here real quick. I was about, probably about 10 years old. And I was in my room. And my parents had put me to bed. Okay. We live in the country here in Texas, and not a whole lot of stuff around my house. It's all countryside. And I was in bed, and we never had blinds on the windows. So I would be laying in my little twin bed, all bundled up and looking cute as ever in my bed. And I was laying there, and I felt like I was about to be dozing off to sleep, okay? But I always looked out the window up at the stars. The stars are really bright out here where we live, and I would always look outside. Also, little side fact there, I had glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling, so when you turn the, I don't know if any of y'all ever seen or had this before.
Totally a 90s kid thing.
But it had like little moons and stars and things, and I had it on the ceiling, so when you turn your lights on, it would light them all up, and then when you went lights out to go to bed, they would just glow, right? Yep, glow in the star. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I had them all over my ceiling, okay? Anyway, so I'll be sitting there looking at those, plus looking up and outside of my window. Well, I was really tired, about to be dozing off, but I noticed something in the sky that wasn't there. And this, I look at the same window in the same area of the sky every night. And I noticed this bright light that's not a normal thing. Well, this light was moving. It was somewhat far away, or it appeared to be. It was going from left to right. And at first I thought it was an airplane, because we do live by an airport. But that light faded out. And when it faded out, across the sky, boink, it popped up again, way over across the sky. And I'm like, whoa. And then it's moving in a different direction, and it fades out, and then boink, and it pops up in a different spot, and it's just traveling and going. And at this point, I'm 10, and I'm like, what the heck is that? After the second time it went out and came back up on the third time and was going, it just went and just took off and gone completely. And I was like, oh my gosh, I just saw a UFO. And I get out of bed and I run into my mom and dad's room, and I'm like frantically trying to get them up. You got to call the news. You got to call the news. I just saw a UFO. I just saw a UFO. Well, they brushed it off. I didn't brush it off. I know what I saw. Even though I was 10, I know what I saw. So as far as the supernatural experience in general, when I was young, that's all that I can attest for. But now what we're going to do is we're going to turn this topic over to Lux. And Lux is going to tell us some experiences that she had when she was younger. And she'll elaborate on that and everything. I'm going to turn the floor over to the luscious Lux Laura, everybody.
So, whenever I was younger, I was always enthused and just obsessed with paranormal. And I would watch horror movies all the time, and just the spirit realm, I was just like, ooh, I need to get more of that and see what it's all about. So me and my best friend Jade, we thought it was a good idea to play with a Ouija board, which I highly don't recommend. Because, I feel like that is probably the reason why we probably had some bad experiences, but I can't prove that, so what can I say?
Ouija boards are for the devil.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the whole portal thing is true, but who knows? And they said, oh no, not a Ouija board.
Yeah.
And so
I did them too. Them
Yeah.
things will move on their own and stuff. I don't know. It don't make no sense, but it's scary.
I already felt like my house was haunted. And so...
Let's talk about the house.
So I moved a lot as a kid. And so we lived in this one house, and they say that it was moved there. And the little girl next door that I would walk down to the bus every day, she was like, it's so weird that you guys moved in, because the family that just lived in that house before, it was moved there, but the family that lived in the house before you guys also had 2 or 3 daughters, and their parents had just gotten a divorce too, because that's exactly what happened to my mom and my sister's dad.
So hold on,
I know I'm skipping around, but that's not the point.
It was a pier and beam house.
It's a pier and beam house, yeah.
That they moved from one location to another, so they literally just brought the haunt to a new place. Yeah. Think about it.
Yeah. Or it could have been the land. Who knows?
Or the land.
I have no idea. But I just
let us know what you think.
I just know that we had experiences there already. And so I thought it was a bright idea that, because I'd already, I watch all the paranormal shows. So I'm walking around my house taking pictures with my little digital camera, and whenever I see an orb or something, I'm like, ooh, let's go there with the Ouija board and play with it and see if we can talk to spirits and stuff, which we did. And so this house had a really eerie long hallway. and with only like one light, and it was at the very end. So it was like, because all the bedrooms were in that one hallway, bathroom and all. And so we went down to the very end of the hallway and set up the Ouija board there and turned all the lights off, because that's, it makes it more spooky. And so then so we were asking it questions because it was moving, and it kept on going to 6, and it kept on going to 6, and I was like, well, this isn't good. And so we were like, well, how did you die? And like asking it questions and stuff, and it spelled out murdered, and I was just like playing with my friend. I was like, you're totally moving it, like this is not a joke. We're trying to really talk to people here. And she was like, I'm not totally. And I still thought that she was kidding, and I never took it seriously. Well, I mean, every since after we messed with the Ouija board, I had the experiences got worse, and so naturally, and I mean, I'm skipping ahead here to the part where we moved out.
Well, can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
The hallway with the light and what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Are we in the Shining house here? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't know.
I'm telling you, it sounds scary, it sounds scary to me. Y'all let me know,
very creepy house. Like if I had to get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, like I was so nervous because it was at the very end of the hall by my mom's bedroom, which is where the light was, and like so I was walking through the dark all the way until where the bathroom was, and because the light switch was down there too, I'm like, who built this house? It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it's just. So we go to move out of the house a year or so later because we're moving again, and
so y'all played the Ouija board and stuff, but nothing happened.
Well, I mean, I would go to bed. I would have to sleep with headphones on because there were like voices and stuff, but I didn't want to get into all that. Like that's
very important to get into.
Well, it's just I don't know what they were saying and stuff. It was just like a bunch of mumbo jumbo, and so I had to sleep with headphones on because it was just a lot of noise.
I think that's very important. We needed to hear that part. So you played with the Ouija board.
Right.
With who?
Jade. My best friend Jade.
Okay. Jade and someone else, or just you and Jade?
No, just me and Jade.
Okay, but you're like, oh, you're moving it. She's like, I'm not moving it. And y'all like take your hands off, and it's just like going around.
No, it didn't. We didn't take our hands off and just go around.
You're barely touching it.
That's why I was like, well, we're barely touching it, right?
So was it right after that,
or
was it a couple of days or weeks until?
I mean, I don't remember. I was like 12.
I know, but just a general idea before you started hearing these voices.
I mean, it increasingly got worse afterwards. Yeah.
Maybe because you were paying attention to it.
Probably because I paid attention to it and gave it attention.
And it got worse. So it was like you were acknowledging it.
Hey, Doom.
And then you were acknowledging these voices.
Right.
And therefore...
Well, I was trying not to because I watched the...
Yeah, but, shows, I mean, if you're hearing stuff, you're going to be like, what was that? I mean, that's just me. That's what I would do.
Well, yeah.
But in the spirit realm, this is what I've heard. I haven't had this experience like her, but I hear people all the time talk about, if you are like giving it attention, that's like you giving it energy and feeding it in a way.
Like and
it'll progress. Let me know what y'all think. On that little tidbit here, we got some comments here. We're going to just pause and come in and see. Oh no, not the Ouija board. This is damn spooky, and you were crazy for doing all that stuff.
I mean, I was
just because
confused by it. I just thought it was cool, so I was just like,
just because the Ouija board may say made by Mattel on it, okay? Guess what? They're demon suckers.
Well, we're not even to the crazy part yet. So my friend and I were just obsessed with ghosts, and we thought we were ghost hunters, I guess. And so we, like before we moved out of the house, I would go over to her house a lot and spend the night, and we would have sleepovers and stuff. And we would hang out and go, like, she lived in a really old neighborhood, like old Victorian house. And so she lived in Old Par neighborhood, which was near a cemetery. And we were like, let's go to the cemetery and, take pictures see if we can catch apparitions and stuff. And which we did. There was a bunch. So we came back to her house and
Like
took
orbs?
pictures. Orbs, yeah.
Okay.
Not apparitions, sorry, orbs.
Orbs.
And, the little balls that whenever you take pictures, it looks like water spots, but it's not. It's spirit, it's energy.
Yeah, I know what orbs are.
And so.
But just in case they don't, orbs, they're like balls, like little balls of light.
That's what they look like, little balls of light.
Anyways.
So we go back to her house, and I'm like, let's take a picture of your house. And so we did, and it's an old neighborhood from like probably the early 1900s. So, of course, they were everywhere. And so we take a picture of it, and I look, and her bedroom is upstairs, and she has a bathroom in her room. So I look, and I'm like, why is your bathroom all red? Like there's like, those colored light bulbs that you screw in and it'll like, they're different color light bulbs for like parties or whatever. Well, it looked as though someone had screwed in a red light bulb in her bathroom, and the whole bathroom was lit up red. And there was an old man's face. I still remember his face. It's so creepy looking. An old man's face was looking from inside her bathroom out. And I was like, dude, I don't want to spend the night over here anymore. I want to go home. I was like, I don't want to.
So her
bathroom was in her room, and that's what we were
so the bathroom was
at.
in the room, but you saw a face just
looking
in the
out,
bathroom.
In the bathroom window, looking out. Looking out.
So it was like a reflection in the window to look outside. But you just saw it in the window.
Right.
So you don't know if it was outside looking in.
It was a picture because we took a picture of the outside of her house. And
you was outside.
We were outside, took a picture of the outside of her house.
And the red light's on.
And the red light, it looked like there was a red light.
Face in the window.
Yeah.
Bro. Think about that.
I was so spooked. I was like, I'm not messing with this stuff anymore. I was like, this is insane. I was like, I don't even want to spend the night. We slept on the couch. We didn't even sleep in her bedroom.
What did you do with that picture? Burn it?
It was on her. I don't even know what camera it was on. It was on some digital camera that I used to have. I don't even know where it is. It might have been hers. But I was like 12 or 13.
We got a comment here. How old were you?
12 or 13.
12 to 13 years old, teenager. So
doing stupid stuff. Yeah.
Pam says, looking good, Trent. Hey, thanks, Pam.
Well, Mom, I didn't tell you because you said that those orbs were just water spots.
See, there you go. Just like I said with my parents when I saw the UFO. Remember when I was young, I just told that story? Guess what? Pam did the same thing. Nah, get out of here. It's nothing. That's what she did. It's something. You just ain't paying attention, Pam.
Yeah.
Because see, you was already an adult.
And Mom, you probably definitely didn't know this because I was too scared to tell you. But you'd probably put me in the loony bin. But whenever we went to move out of that house, I was like standing in the living room, and this is when I saw the apparition. And so I was standing in the living room, and everything was already moved out. And like the sun was going down, so the shadows from the windows, there was like 4 windows. So the shadows were on the floor because the sun was going down. But this shadow was standing upright in the middle of the room. And it was in the shape of a man. It wasn't like a typical shadow. It was in the shape of a man, like had a head and shoulders and everything.
It was a freaking shadow person.
Yeah. And so it was insane. That was when we were moving out. And so that was that same house that we did the Ouija board in and everything. But, Mom, this was the house that I had a hamster and it got loose forever. And then you found it in the bathroom one day and it was staring at you. That's the house. That's unrelated, but that's the only way she's going to remember because we moved so much.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway,
Well, I kind of got chills right now from this shadow person story
I'm like
because
trembling.
I'm just visualizing this house with the sun's going down and it's coming through the windows, and your shadows are getting casted on the floor because I just know what that kind of a scene looks like,
Yeah.
and on the floor, and then you have this shadow just like it's the freaking what's that? What's the movie's called?
Conjuring or something.
Like The Conjuring or freaking the starts with the I.
Oh, Insidious.
Insidious, bro. What's just some insidious stuff going on in here? That's what it sounds like to me. Have you guys ever seen that before? Because, I mean, I haven't, but it's not a regular thing you see.
Well, they're not friendly, is what I heard. I hear that I always heard that like the white apparitions were friendly and that the black apparitions weren't. But I mean, who knows? But it was definitely a black one. It was not. It was not a friendly one because it was standing there like, get out. Like this is what I've been waiting for. And Lindsay said that she remembered that. I'm gonna have to talk to Lindsay and see what she all remembers too, and we'll have to talk about it. Yeah, it was crazy. I don't remember Lindsay being there. I remember everybody getting in the car and like we were about to leave, and then I was like, what does all that say? It's the same thing. They're just spamming it.
I don't know what that is.
Anyway, but yeah, it's.
Don't know what that is, so we're just gonna.
I think that they're spammers.
We're gonna spam her, so bye.
But so it was insane. It was like and I almost was like entranced by it. Like I wanted to go closer to it to see like what it was because I was like, what is this? I've never seen anything in person like that before except for the face in the window. But that wasn't like right in front of me, like to where I could just walk over and touch it. So I almost was like, is this real type of thing? And was like walking towards it. But everything in me was like, turn around and go.
So it definitely had a menacing like presence that you felt.
Yeah, because everything inside, because I'm a skeptical person just anyway. Like I think realistic. And so I'm like, that's why everything paranormal was like intriguing to me because I wanted to see what the catch was to it, basically, just to debunk it, basically. And there was no debunking it. It was like, you need to get out of here. It was like, this is my house. You need to go. And so I turned around and left because I was like, I'm not messing with this thing. I don't want to be possessed or something. I don't know. It's what was going to happen. So I'm like shaking talking about it because it's still like, it makes me nervous.
You are shaking.
Yeah. Like fidgeting.
So is that kind of the sum up the experience of that house and your supernatural experience in general?
Yeah, that's.
Was there anything else that you want to like to add to that?
Those are the only supernatural experiences that I ever had, aside from what we're about to get into.
Okay.
As far as like spirits go.
Yeah, I've never, that I can remember anything like that, had any type of, definitely nothing like that, that I can even think, because I'll definitely remember it. So yeah, for me, I've never had anything like that. What about you guys? Anything that you guys have had like that, or may know someone that it has happened to? The most creeped out I've been in a
What you
while.
got against black apparitions, girl? Shit.
Yeah.
Hey, that's just what they said about them. I don't know. But.
Okay, well, that's I'm gonna let this simmer for about 60 seconds and see if maybe you guys know someone or have heard
Calm down a little bit.
something. We're gonna let her kind of calm down because kind of going through these stories kind of makes you relive it in a way. So we'll give her about 60 seconds here and then we'll move on to the next topic. But I would like to hear if you guys know anyone or have had any type of experience like that before. Just let us know, or just any other questions in general on that, or maybe just any questions. Just let us know. But we're gonna give about 60 seconds. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water, and we're gonna move on to the next topic.
I did have to grab my phone because some of this footage is on here. Oh, and we're on yours, so we can't.
Yeah.
We find it. I basically just wrote the dates down because that's good to know. I had to go through our pictures to remember what year it was.
Okay. All right. So I guess what we're going to do here at this point is we're going to move on to the next topic. Might be the topic that some of y'all came for. So what we're going to talk about is very serious. And this happened to both of us simultaneously at the same time. So what this topic here is about a trip to Oklahoma that we took in the year 2021, and to a town called Hochatown. Some of you may have heard of that before. Some of you may have not. But it's a real small town in Oklahoma.
Close to Broken Bow.
Yeah, it's close. It's right by Broken Bow in Oklahoma. It's called Hochatown. And in the Kiamichi Mountains. Okay. And so here's our story from this. Okay. So we went to Oklahoma to Hochatown. And we was going to get us a cabin there. How many days did we stay there?
We stayed there like 4 days.
4? Yeah. So we was going to stay there about 4 days. And got us a cabin, having some alone time, having a great time. Brought a bunch of firewood to have, some little bonfires out there. And just relax, enjoy nature. And just be away from here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we did. It was a good drive up there. How far was it about? About an hour and a half or something? He's been to Hocha. Okay, cool. So it's a beautiful area. I think you'll agree. So nice drive up there, no issues, except for the truck was running a little low on oil. We had to make a pit stop and put some oil in it, a couple quarts of oil in, and then we just powered on through. But got up there, didn't have any issues, got checked into the cabin. The ceiling fan didn't work in the living room. I specifically remember that.
Oh, that's why we went to the store to look for a fan, and they didn't have it. It was like the only store in town that was close.
Yeah, and they don't have fans there, so if y'all need like just a oscillating fan or whatever,
had grocery stuff. Like
you're not going to get that.
That's it.
So we went there, and so we got there in the afternoon time, so we got checked into the cabin, and just hung out that night. And it was a 1-bedroom cabin, but it was like the bed and stuff was upstairs, and it was a loft. It was a good sized cabin, but it was just one bed, big king bed upstairs, bathroom upstairs, big jetted tub up there, as well as a bathroom downstairs, and a hot tub around back over a covered awning and stuff. And wraparound deck, real nice, surrounded by big pine trees. And so we had a nice first night there. Second day there, I think we just still kind of chilled. No, the second day is when we went kayaking. I'm pretty sure. It might be the second or third day. I'm not sure.
Second or
third day, we went kayaking on the, what river was it? The Mount Fork River.
Yeah, Mountain Fork.
Mountain Fork River. Doom says he's back. You're going to miss stuff. You keep leaving, bro. You better stay in. And I need this fan on. It's making me hot. You're like making me hot. Making me all. She's making me hot over here, y'all. Went kayaking on the Mount Fork River, and that was like an all afternoon deal.
Yeah.
We didn't like rush through it, nothing like that. We just took our time going down. I remember my shins were so sunburnt because I didn't put no sunscreen on them, and it just the sun ate my legs up.
This
But
chair's squeaky.
it kind of sounds like you're farting over there.
No,
but
it's just squeaky.
anyway, anyways, had a great whole like afternoon of kayaking. Fast forward into that afternoon, we got off the river, got back to the cabin. We ate some dinner, and then we said, "Hey," it was about 6:30. It was the sun was kind of starting to go down at this time. Definitely, but the sun was below the tree line because these tall pines that we were surrounded by. We, she's inside. I'm outside. I said, "Hey, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna start getting all the firewood out of the back of the truck, and I'm gonna start building this fire. So that way, it's already built, all nice and teepeed up before the sun goes down. So we're already prepared." So as I'm doing that, I go outside, and Jolly's here. "Hey, what's up, Jolly? You're just in time, bud. You've missed some spooky stuff, but you're coming into a good part here." I got the fire built, and I'm outside. I don't even think I was totally finished building it, but Laura comes outside. The truck's backed up right by the fire pit, and we're sitting there. I'm putting a couple more logs on, and we're sitting there looking at each other. And then out of the corner of my eye, I look over because something catches my eye, and it was a golden sphere, and the circumference of it, I'm going to say probably 30 feet circumference, could be 40, 30 to 40 feet circumference, golden sphere, comes over the tree line. This golden sphere is literally 50 feet.
Probably. But it was like looking down. Like the only way I can explain it is like from the
I'm going to say 40 yards.
Yeah.
40 yards, because it was just across the road and up on the trees, and from the height that it was just up over the tree line to where it was looking at us, I'm saying it's 40 yards, 30-foot circumference, golden.
A little bit, so you're in it. Oh, you're in it.
I'm in it. You need to be in it more. You're prettier than me. Golden sphere, and I'm gonna tell what I recollect first, then you'll hear from her side. As I see this, we're both standing right next to each other, and we're both looking at it. I look, and it comes up. So just imagine a sphere in a swimming motion, like this. So it's like rotating but moving, and it comes up over this tree line, and it comes and it rotates up like this. And as it rotates up, this golden sphere gets really bright, and it's shining right on us. And it's getting so bright that I put my hands up like this to shield how bright it's lighting up on us. And all I remember is being like this, and then it's like it looked away, and then it just kind of like went off to the left, back over the trees to where I can't see it no more. That's what I remember.
I mean, I basically remember the exact same thing, but to like exactly how it's swimming, like think of like if you ever seen The Matrix and the machines that have the long tails on them, how they moved, then that's exactly how it was. The movement was just like that to me. And it was almost like it was looking down. Like if the light, I'm just imagining the light is its eyes, like it's looking, the light was shining down. And then whenever it raised up, it was shining on us. And it was so bright. And it was kind of like, to me, like a golden almost light.
Like
it wasn't
the
like
sun
an LED.
almost.
Yeah, it was like the sun. It wasn't like a LED light like what we have here. It was almost like, it almost is like the shade of this light up here above me.
Look kind of like that.
Yeah.
Except we were just looking at it, no problem, but we were speechless. We didn't say anything. It just it came up on us, and we just looked at it. We didn't say anything. I didn't even think to say what the hell or anything. It was there, and it was one of those moments to where it's like you can't
You're
think of
speechless.
anything. You're speechless. You're just
Lost in it.
mesmerized. Dude, I was
like a deer in
mesmerized,
headlights,
bro.
Literally like a deer in headlights. It was like, what is that?
I was mesmerized. I couldn't do anything. I didn't move except for when it like pivoted up is when it got really bright. And I was like, oh man. And I put my hands up because it's like, I have really light blue eyes. I don't know if you can tell. But my eyes are sensitive to like bright things. And when that thing pivoted up, shining on us, I had to put my hands up and squint my eyes because it was bright. And how long did that last?
I don't even know, because I almost feel like time froze or something. It was just, it didn't, like, I wasn't even calculating time in that moment. It seemed like it didn't last very long, but I mean, what do we know? You know, like for all we know, it could have froze time and it abducted us. Who knows? But I mean, I have no idea. But it was just like when it was over, it was just like, what was that?
Seb says maybe an alien. Sebs, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you right now, there's nothing else it could be. That was a craft that we're going to get into some crafts here in a second, okay?
Yeah.
And the crafts that we have, none of them were like this.
But then again, it wasn't at night either.
This was in the day.
Yeah, this is
So just remember that part. That's the important part. It was in the afternoon. The sun was on its way down, and
it was dusk. We'll
Dude,
say that.
it was dusk.
It wasn't totally dark, but it wasn't daytime either.
Yeah.
It was, the sun was going down, and we knew it wasn't the sun and it wasn't the moon, because the moon wasn't going to come up from that way. And it was just, there was no other explanation that we could think of that it could be. And afterwards, we were just like,
I knew it was a UFO.
what?
There's no question in my mind that's what it was. Because
There was nothing else that it could have been, in my opinion. I mean, and I'm a realistic person, and I'm like, well, it's not the moon because of the time of day it was, and of the position it was in the sky, and the movement that it was. The moon doesn't move like that. And
dude, it was
just
right there. It came
It was
right
right
up
over
on
the
us.
tree line.
It came
so
right up on
imagine
us.
like a cabin in the middle of a bunch of pine trees, and then a little campfire underneath a bunch of pine trees, and then it's hovering over. It's like hovering over, looking down over the tree line, and
Of the little clearing that we're in, and just pivots and looks right up. And but the thing is I didn't see it pivot. I'm just assuming that's what it did, because we were looking at it, and it wasn't that bright at first. It was just like, we didn't have to say, look at that. It was just, we both turned, and it's there, and we're just locked on it.
I remember it pivoting. I remember it looking down and then coming up.
It just seemed like it did. You know what I mean? It just seemed like it was shifting, but
yeah.
It's like from my assumption.
But the brightness got so much brighter, and the movement of it made it seem like it was looking down because it was not near as bright whenever it was down facing. Well, I mean, how
We
we thought it
assumed, but we
was.
didn't see like, oh, it's lit up below it or nothing. We didn't see that at all. It was just it came up, and then it seemed like it shifted up and woo, and just illuminated up really bright,
Yeah.
and
And
then
it
it
wasn't
just
like
kind
it was
of
lighting up the area below it at all. It wasn't. It's weird because it
like
looked.
around us. It didn't like light nothing around us up.
It
It was
just got
just like
bright.
bright in my eyeballs, and it's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But I didn't even have think like what the heck. I was just like, whoa, like
Yeah.
whoa is the
Whoa.
only thing I could think. And I just kind of put my hands up, and then it just kind of went down and just kind of went off over this
Kept
tree line,
going.
and that was it. I mean, it seemed like it was like this, but it wasn't.
And that's all we talked about for the rest of the weekend.
The rest of the
The
night,
rest of
we
the
sat
night.
by that campfire and did nothing but lean back in the chairs and look up at the sky. And we saw things moving around up there.
Yeah.
For sure, because them skies are way too clear. But
There's no city lights out there to.
there's no
to
city lights. You're
you
out
see
there in the
all
mountains,
the
dude.
stars. You see everything.
But it was nothing like what we saw up close and personal. I'm telling you, it was 40 yards away. It was about a 30-foot circumference sphere.
Huge.
It's big, and it could have been bigger. But from when it came up and lit us up, dude, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't. You're asking me how scared were y'all after that, or were you just amazed? I was amazed,
I was
dude.
just amazed.
I was pumped up. I'm like, I want to see it again because it was beautiful. It was like, what the heck is that, bro? That was awesome. Like, you have to just imagine something you've never experienced before and put yourself in that mindset and be like, how cool would it be? And I'm going to promise you, it is that cool.
And it's not like the experience I had in the house with the apparition. It was a totally different vibe. It was not sinister in any way. It just seemed like it was just there doing its thing, and then we just saw it while it was doing its thing. Like
yeah, but that we could remember, they might have been like some zapped us, and we don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, because we had a pretty good experience after that. That is not the internet's business. but yeah.
But yeah, it was very, very wild, and I've told this story to a couple of people, and they're like, oh, what, you're on drugs or something, No, we both saw it at the exact same time. It lit us up. Like, it lit us up. It checked us out. It was like, what are y'all doing? Like, in a way. And then moved on about its business. But I'm like, it could have done something. I don't know. Maybe it, like Men in Black, where they're like, meep, they boom on you and you don't remember nothing.
Yeah.
Could have been like that. I don't know. But I know what I saw, and I remember it, and I'm never going to forget it.
And the fact that we both remember it, it's just like, if you're on, no, there's kids in here, but if you have taken any, what do you call it? Psychedelics, then you don't experience the same thing with other people, because it's all up here. What we experienced was real because we both experienced it at the same time.
I think it makes it even better that I got to experience it with her, because if she would have still been inside doing whatever she's doing in there and not been out there with me, and I'm out here by myself by the fire building stuff like I normally am, and then she comes out later, what are you doing, babe? I'm like, you don't even know what the hell just happened.
And being a skeptic that I am, I probably would have been like, trying to think of other things that it could have been, and then that would have been bad on you, because you would have been like, no, it's totally this, and
Dude.
I would have felt bad because I don't you happen to feel insecure about, you make you feel crazy, because I've been in positions that make you feel crazy.
It was awesome. But whether we got our brains zapped or not, I don't know, but it did light us up to where I had to put my hands up because it was almost going to
It was
blind
bright,
me.
yeah.
That's how bright it was. So that's that experience. I hope y'all enjoyed that story because I'll never forget it.
Yeah.
I could tell this story a million times. It's never going to change because that's exactly what happened.
So then, almost an exact year later, in August, so that was in September of 2021. And then a year later in August, we decided to take the Harley to Colorado. And that's where we got the footage.
No shape shifting, anything like that. Didn't experience anything like that, Sebs. So on the next topic we're going to move into, which branches off of the story we just said, a year later, we took a trip to Colorado on our Harley Davidson. We rode here from Texas to Colorado on it. Everything, all of our clothes, everything we had was just packed into the saddlebags of that motorcycle. And it was us and Mother Nature for 2,200 miles there and back. It was very awesome. It was definitely an experience. Most people will never be able to do anything like that. We rode from here all the way up to Pikes Peak to the very tippy top of it on 2 wheels. All around Colorado, touring around, and all the way back here to Texas, 2,200 miles. It was the best time. It was the best time. Especially when you look back on it now, like, how awesome was that?
Yeah, I want to do it again.
It was super dope. So, it was so much fun, man. When we got up to the top of Pikes Peak, people were like, man, what was it like? And I'm like, what was what like? You know? And they're like, dude, riding up here on a motorcycle. And I'm like, oh, bro, it's sweet, bro. Like, the edge of the road goes like this, down to your death if you want.
Yeah. There's no...
Just no right turn, bro. You know what I mean? No right turn here, or you're dead.
There were rarely any guardrails.
Most of the way up there's no guardrails. There's nothing. You just, if you go off, it's whoop, you're dead. So what we did the whole way there was pretty much, so Lux is on the back, right? And
recording.
I wanted her, we got to get some good footage. So I was like, Lux, just record from your phone. Just don't drop your phone, you know? And we're going to be
I was so nervous I was going to drop it too. I was just holding on to it real tight.
We're going to be just barking the old Harley up these mountains, right? So she's got like death grip on her phone, like video.
It's pretty windy up there, you know?
Yeah.
The higher you get, it gets windier.
And so videoed several things from here to Colorado and back. Now, halfway through the trip, we're in the hotel room, and Seb says he's playing Fortnite right now. Okay, cool.
All right, Jolly.
So halfway through the trip, we're in the hotel, and we've got footage that we've recorded already. And she is dying to watch this footage. Let's watch our videos.
Why not?
Yeah, well...
He wants to wait until we get home.
So in Colorado, it rains. It rains like every afternoon. It's almost like clockwork. The storm showers are coming in. So she's wanting to watch these videos. And I'm sitting there in the room like, no, just wait. We'll wait till we get back home. Let's just keep filming and stuff. And it'll be better. We'll just get back home and we'll relive it when we get back home. You know, I don't want to just sit here and watch it all right now. She's like, oh, okay, whatever. So we just...
lame.
Lame. So little did I know, should have been watching the fucking videos. Anyway, so we wait till we get back home. We make our whole journey back home a week later, okay? It took 2 days to get from Colorado back here to where we live. We broke it up into 6 hours. We rode 6 hours and we stopped.
We stayed in Amarillo.
Yep, we stayed in West Texas, and then we rode another 6 hours into Colorado. Stopping every so often to get gas and a quick bite to eat and some water and stuff. So when we got back, we started watching videos from our trip. And we're about to start showing y'all some photos. And the only way that we can really do this right now is
off our phones.
Off of her phone. Because, like I said, this is a broke podcast channel and we don't have a lot of...
Oh, well, while I'm looking for this, tell the story of what the footage that you got that we no longer have. Because...
we'll do that in a little while.
Okay. Well, that's a good one.
So we get back home and we start looking at videos. She's watching videos on her phone and I'm watching videos on my phone. So I start seeing things that reminded me a whole lot of my Oklahoma trip, but different. I started seeing things. We'll show this one first here. I started seeing things that most people only see in movies. And let me explain. So most people know what a UFO, when I say what a UFO looks like, most people know, you could think in your head of what it looks like. A saucer, pretty much, right? So to add context to this photo that I'm about to show you, which is a screenshot of a video. Everything, all of these photos that you're going to see are screenshots from videos. So she videoed the entire way up and down before her phone died, Pikes Peak. Well, Pikes Peak and that whole national forest, I don't know if y'all are aware, but that's a no-fly zone. That's restricted airspace. Do y'all know what that means? That means you cannot fly no planes. You can't fly nothing there because it's restricted. Okay? Also, by Pikes Peak, there's a big mountain with a secret base inside of it called NORAD. Do y'all know what NORAD is? NORAD is a U.S. military defense system that's supposed to know everything that's going on in the skies in America. And I believe up to Canada as well. For the Canadians in here, maybe. So it's called a DUM, a deep underground military base. That's what NORAD is. You didn't know that? Well, now you do. So restricted airspace, cannot fly there. So in this video, we're almost up to the top of Pikes Peak.
Well, this is just the picture. Do you want the video?
No, just the picture's good because they're not even gonna be able to see it. It goes by too fast. We're about 3/4 of the way up in this photo that you're gonna see. Avengers type crap. Probably more hardcore than that, bud. I mean, you can look it up. It's called NORAD, NORAD, and it's in Colorado. And they're over all. If anyone shoots a missile over here to America or whatever, they're the ones that know where it's coming, and that's why this photo makes so much sense to me. I know exactly what I'm looking at when I look at this photo, and I think that you guys will too. We're about 3/4 of the way up, and we're sitting here at the house watching these videos, and we see this. And so we have iPhones, and if y'all know anything about an iPhone and videos, you can pause the video, and the little bar at the bottom of the screen, you can slowly move that bar like frame by frame, right? And really slow the video down. So that's what we did. And I'm going to show you what we captured here. Hopefully it shows up on, maybe give her one of these.
Yeah, the old fingerprints off.
We might even, can we go this way?
Landscape, probably. Yeah. There we go.
Okay. So we're going to, hopefully you guys can see this. Let me eliminate the glare here. So this is 3/4 of the way up. This right here is my Harley Davidson mirror right here. And that green thing there, that's my sleeves that I'm wearing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, this little speck you see right here, I'm going to zoom in on that for you guys. And hopefully this thing turns out to where you can see. Y'all see that? I know you see that. That's a UFO right there. That's a flying saucer, bud. In restricted airspace on top of Pikes Peak. Go ahead, take that in. Let me just zoom back out here. So you can see, like over here, see the terrain. You can't even see nothing. We're so far up, you see nothing. This is just like another like edge of the mountain right there. See that? But right here, look at that.
You can even see like the sun reflecting off of it.
That's why it's so shiny. The sun's coming in this way, and it just went boink, and it lit it up perfect for us to get it on video. This is a screenshot. We have the video. Let me know what y'all think about this. What do you think about that? Ha says, holy crap, right? Seb says, looked like a cloud at first, but now it looks like a UFO. Yeah, it's no cloud, buddy. Because that's a cloud. See, let's look at the cloud. See, that's a cloud. Where's another cloud? See, there's a cloud. See, there's some clouds. Here's a cloud over here. See? What's this? I'll tell you what it is. It's a freaking spaceship, dude. I hope y'all like this photo. I've been holding on to these over 2 years. That's just one. So you tell me right now, who's your daddy? Let's go. Gets me all fired up.
So this one is another, whenever we were going up Pikes Peak, because you can tell how steep it is. And that one doesn't have as much reflection off the sun. You can tell it's more saucer shaped.
So this is on the way down? It looks like it's on the way down.
It looks like it's on the way down.
But it could have been on the way up.
Yeah,
too.
I can't really tell
It's
because
hard
it's
to
just
tell.
a screenshot, but I'll have to find what
So-
actual video it's from.
Yeah, so this photo I'm about to show you here, and guys, I'm telling you right now, this is not fake stuff I'm showing you. This is 100% real. This is not edited. These are screenshots off video footage that we have. I can't even hardly do nothing on my phone no more because my memory's all the way full because I have so much evidence. I can't get rid of it. Jolly says, could I get a shout out, man? Jolly. Shout out to Jolly. Thank you for being here. Look at all the people that's not in here, and they're not going to get to see none of this because I'm probably going to delete this video after this. Too bad for them. Am I right? Too bad, so sad. Wait till you see this one. It just further proves what we're doing here. You know, I feel like some of these we should hold back for another episode. We'll be going for over an hour now.
Well, show this one at least.
Okay, how about this? We'll do one more, and then we'll probably cut this, and we'll save other stuff for another time that we could elaborate more on this Colorado trip.
Yeah, because we got stuff about Sasquatch too.
We got, guys, I'm just telling you right now, I'm the truth. Okay? Lux, she's the truth. You think we're some liars? You think that we're going to sit here and lie to y'all? and show you a bunch of
I
BS.
can barely edit videos. I can't.
She could
edit.
barely make a thumbnail. I don't even know how to work a computer, first of all. If it's on a PS5, I don't even know how to do it, bro. I barely just figured out how to move my image around on the screen on PS5. I can't do that. Anyway, another screenshot here from the same ride up Pikes Peak. Okay? And I'm going to show you right now. Let me just
give another one of those.
Let me give her just another little wipe down here real quick, just because. Okay, here we go. This is the second photo. For anyone that's in the chat now, you just missed the first one. Could have been the best one, but you missed it. So, too bad for you. Here's the second photo. Now, what I want y'all to focus on here. See all these really big pine trees here? Or not pines, what are these? Some type of evergreen trees? I'm not sure what kind of trees they are in Colorado. These big old beautiful trees,
They're not the aspens, no.
And it's not an aspen tree.
I think evergreens.
Look at this.
I mean, if there's ever been a perfect saucer, I feel like that would be it. Like, that's the most perfect shaped one that we got.
This is restricted airspace, people. Okay? Never mind this thing. That's a crack in the screen. I'm talking about that bad boy right there. You see that? It's going to get pixelated as I keep going in, but right there, bro. This is restricted airspace on Pikes Peak, and that is number 2 saucer that we captured on the trip. Who's the best?
You tell me what it is.
Who's the best?
What else could it be?
You tell me, who's the best paranormal investigator there's ever been? I tell you who it is. It's me. Right here. And if anyone says otherwise, they suck. They don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, you rode the bike. I captured the footage.
Hey, I was just cruising the Harley, dude. I'm just barking. I'm just porking and torquing up this big-ass mountain. Over 14,000 feet up. Little did we know, these little fuckers are zipping around everywhere up there. And I'm telling you, on the video, they'll be like, boom, they're across the screen so fast, but it's like,
you can't even blink.
If you're just looking, you'll be like, whoa, what was that? And then you go back on the video and you slow it down with the bar at the bottom of the screen on your iPhone. You slow it way down. You just go real slow, little frame by frame, barely moving it. There it is.
And then we learned that iPhones, you can record in slow-mo. So then we started doing that, but we were already home, so it's like we're just doing it out here, you know? But
so what I figured this out, and I had this theory. Because after we started seeing these, and there's more photos, there's different shapes of crafts we got on here, and I'm going to show you those on another stream. We're going to do another one of these. I feel like the people love it, and we're going to do another one. I might not delete this video. I might leave it up. So here's what I need everyone to do. I need everyone to like this video. I need you to share this video. We need more eyeballs on this, other than, the 1 or 2 people that's popping in. Because we have a lot more evidence. But once we got home and we started figuring out how this stuff works, on how quick these guys are and how quick they're moving around, right? So I had the idea. I'm talking to my dad, and I said, Dad, you know what we need? We need a high-speed camera. So what that led to is I can't afford a high-speed camera. So what that led to is slow motion video on my iPhone. So I start recording the skies in slow motion. And boy howdy, what do you think I saw?
Boy howdy.
What do you think I saw, Lux? Hey, let me just. Hey guys, when I started recording the skies in slow motion, what do you think I found? Found all kinds of stuff.
Boy, howdy.
Boy, howdy, I found
Boy,
all
howdy.
kinds of stuff. You'll see. Your boy Dredd, I ain't going to steer you wrong. I'm going to point you in the right direction. Because the government is a bunch of lying assholes. That's the truth about it. That's not far-fetched at all, is it?
Hell, I challenge you guys to...
That's my challenge.
Do a slow-mo video around you and see what you come up with.
Maybe you don't get anything at first.
Maybe you do.
Maybe you do. But when you watch that slow motion video back, even then, you better be going frame by frame on that little drag bar. Because these guys, when they're moving, they're moving.
Just recently, it was on the news about the woman that captured one outside of an airplane. She was recording outside because, I mean, I have a bunch of footage from being in a plane. Whenever you fly commercial, you want to see it's beautiful, so you record or you take pictures outside the window if you have a window seat, right? Well, she did, and she caught one going the opposite way of the plane. And so when you're going the opposite way, what were you saying? It's going
to be slower, like even faster because your plane. How fast does like a big passenger airplane go? Like a couple hundred miles an hour, right? That's how fast they go to get them big old planes up in the air. You're going a couple hundred miles an hour. It doesn't feel that way. Once you're up and in the air, you don't feel like you're going that fast, but you are. So if you're going one way and a UFO is going the opposite way, it's going to be pretty quick, right? Mm-hmm. But in this woman's video, it wasn't going like full throttle. It was just kind of cruising because it's up at however freaking many however much altitude it is.
Can see it. Who knows?
Yeah. So, and that was just on the news just the other day. Yeah. I don't know where it was. New York, maybe, somewhere. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but it was a recent UFO sighting there.
You can probably Google it.
It's on YouTube for sure, because that's where I seen it. Anyway. But guys, I think that's all I'm gonna release here at this time. We got two bangers right there we just put out for you.
A lot of experiences.
A lot of experiences.
Do you guys have any experiences? We didn't really get into any of that.
It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like they're scared of your experience, and I am too, for sure. I mean, I don't want to see that. I would take UFOs all day long over shadow people. Am I right?
Well, I mean,
that's just me.
It wasn't fun, but I mean, it's just that's what happened. So,
unless your shadow person was like an alien or something.
I got a very bad vibe from that shadow person. If it was an alien, it was not a good one.
Well, also your photo you took in the red light bathroom, F that, bro.
Yeah.
I would never want to. I'm burning that camera. My camera's getting broke. Nope, because that's like an image I could never unsee, I feel like.
I can't unsee it. I still see his face.
So, anyways, wish we had that photo. Bro, I know. Like, I know.
I couldn't even tell you where it is now.
Thanks for doing this stream. Very grateful I could catch it. Man, I know. I'm glad you could be here, man.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us for over
So I think what I'm going to do, I'm really going to leave this video up. I'm not going to delete this video. I know there was some people that want to watch. Hopefully they watched it in its entirety and not skip through, because if you skip through on this, you're going to miss some good stuff. I feel like it was pretty good the whole time. What do you think?
Yeah, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. We've been going for 78 minutes and 20 seconds on the dot. So we're going to end it right here for the Paranormal Podcast, the very first one ever, and the very first one was a banger, Jack. It was good. You tell me who's got a better one than that. Nobody. You tell me. No one does. That's who. And I got so much more stuff that's going to blow y'all's mind, bro.
You don't even know.
You have no idea. Oh, man. Just wait. Share this video to everyone you know. Thank you so much for coming in and checking out the very first Paranormal Podcast. We're going to add this to the playlist tab on my channel, so that way it's easy to come back and find. And everyone after that will be added to the Paranormal Podcast. This will be episode 1. Next time will be episode 2. We'll put it all in the playlist tab on the YouTube page, and we'll just kind of start stacking them. And I think it's good.
I think so.
What do y'all think about Lux? The debut of the luscious Lux Lara. I love it. I think she did great.
He was so excited.
I was excited. I'm like, babe, everyone's going to get to finally see what you look like and stuff. They just hear your voice on Fortnite, you know? Just think, this is who slays on Fortnite. Think about that. Think about y'all get y'all's ass kicked by this thing. Think about that. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop rambling now. But yes, thank you so much for coming in to the Paranormal Podcast, episode 1. We're gonna go ahead and end that. And I feel like we slayed y'all on this one. I think we did. So, real banger. Take it easy, Dread and Lux. Yep. You do the same. Make sure you like this video. Share it with everyone you know. Share it with everyone you know. We need to be more popular than what we are. And that's a fact. We're way too cool, dude. We're way too cool. I mean, we're not doing it for fame. I'm doing it for information purposes. But I mean, if anybody's going to be famous, hell, why wouldn't it be us? Check this out. Anyways, it's going to be added to the playlist tab. Episode 1 in the books. Bang! We're going to slay you on the next one. See y'all.